Hello, girlies. Happy Friday. This week is the week of the Masters, which is one of the four major tournaments in golf, along with the PGA Championship, the US Open, and the Open. The Masters is very special, I feel, and today I'm going to teach you a little bit about it and about the course itself. It is Thursday, so this video should be uploaded on a Friday, so it'll be the second round of the Masters. So cheers, and let's get into some history. The Masters was a tournament that was founded in 1934 by Bobby Jones, who was a very good amateur golfer at the time, and an investment banker known as Clifford Roberts. Through the years, it has become one of the most prestigious tournaments in golf, having a variety of traditions that are very special to it. Like, most iconically, the inaugural green jacket that is given to the champion. However, on Wednesday of the tournament week, there's also a par 3 contest in which the players and their families get to go onto the par 3 course at Augusta, and they get to play golf with their families in a fun little competition before the weekend. Another tradition is the Champions Dinner, which usually happens on Tuesday, I believe, and all the past Master Champions and, just champions, basically get to sit in the dining hall of Augusta National, and the winner of the previous year of the championship gets to decide on the menu, like what they eat and stuff. And the menu gets released every year. It's like a fun little thing, and it's really rooted in tradition and the prestige that both the founders had envisioned for this tournament. And what I feel is the most amazing thing about the Masters is that when you win, you get to come back for literally the rest of your life. Like, this year we have Freddie Couples, who won it, who's playing. He's around 66. And I think that's so amazing that you can literally play golf for the rest of your entire life. It's a very special thing in my heart since I've been playing golf since I was so young. But enough talking about that. Enough history, because I'm sure you want to learn more about the course. And also, there are 6 amateurs that are playing in the Masters this weekend. Starting off with the youngest, we have Mason Howell, a young 18-year-old that is the most recent U.S. amateur champion and also played for the 2025 Walker Cup team. He is currently in high school still, but will be bound for the University of Georgia after he completes his senior year. Jackson Harrington is a 19-year-old who goes to the University of Tennessee. He's a sophomore there, and he earned his spot in the Masters by finishing runner-up in the 2025 Amateur Championship. He has expressed in interviews how he hopes to kind of make his mark on the golf world and really show the people who he is. Ethan Fang is a young 20-year-old reigning amateur champion. He currently ranks 3rd in the world golf rankings, previously playing on the U.S. Walker Cup team in 2025, and currently goes to Oklahoma State University, at which he is in his junior year. FIFA Lapakti is a 21-year-old that currently is a junior at Arizona State University. After winning the Asia Pacific Amateur, he secured his spot in the Masters tournament and became the first Thai amateur to not only win that tournament, but the first Thai amateur to compete in the Masters at all, which I think is really, really cool. Matteo Polcini is 25 years old and won the Latin America Amateur to score his spot at the Masters this year, being Argentina's 3rd champion to do so, while also, after playing other various amateur tournaments and placing well in them, gets to compete in the US Open and PGA Championship this year. Matteo Polcini is also playing in his final year of college at the University of Arkansas. And so lastly, we have 39-year-old Brandon Holtz, a real estate agent from Bloomington, Illinois, who started golf pretty late, since you would think of an amateur as someone who's fairly younger. Holtz ended up playing basketball originally at the University of Illinois. In 2009, he would essentially start playing golf, but then he would stop after a while due to a lot of financial issues. However, in 2023, he started playing amateur championships again, which has allowed him to come to the Masters. I honestly think his story is really beautiful because he really just seems like your average Joe. He really just seems like your average Joe to some people, but it really shows with the game of golf. You don't have to be too young or too old or really any age to start. You can really start whenever you want. And it's really cool to see people like that kind of break the boundaries of not only like what an amateur is, but what it, takes or what it means to be a golfer. Now, in golf, you're always going to have your favorites for the tournament, and I'm not going to say too much because I truthfully do not want to jinx it for my favorites or for somebody else's favorites, because if something comes out of my mouth, I'm scared it'll just like send a magic potion, through the world and just affect everyone. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Bro, this take is not even taking it. We will continue. In golf, you're always going to have your Rory McIlroy, your Scottie Scheffler lover, okay. Well, you know what I mean. Bryson DeChambeau lover, Those are the three main guys. I'd say there's a lot of hype also around Jon Rahm and Ludwig Åberg, which I hope both of them do well. Also with like Akshay Bhatia and some of the last three, Rahm, Åberg, and actually not really Rahm, more Åberg and Bhatia are kind of long shots, but it's kind of fun, to see who your favorites are. I'm going on a tangent. All of those players are in really strong contention. They've been playing pretty well. I don't want to talk about how things have been going so far because I have been checking the score all day and I have been crashing out because of the missed 3-footers counter, but we don't talk about the missed 3-footer counter because we are better than this. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. We got this. We literally got this so much. Whoa. Okay. Also, some honorable mentions for some people that I see are playing in Augusta for the first time. Chris Gotterup, Ben Griffin, and Jacob Bridgman. Love those guys. I know they're going to do well. I just know. Elite ball knowledge, I literally just know. Because they are so elite sometimes. They've been in pretty good form this year as well. So that is very, very exciting. The thing that I have most seen people talk about this Masters is the interesting or weird vocabulary that the announcers have to use, like how they don't call the fans, they call them Patreons. Instead of instead of back nine, they will just call it the second nine. The final round the fourth round is called the final round. Sand traps are called bunkers. There's a bunch of little stuff like that in my notes. The driving range is called the tournament practice area or the tournament practice facility. And the course is always called Augusta National Golf Club. They don't call it a country club or a golf club, like just as it is, I guess. But when you think about a lot of these interesting things, and like I feel like it's the way that they pose everything as high class that kind of makes the Masters what it is. Even if it is a little stupid, it's a little silly, honestly. Like, you could just call it anything. You could call bunkers sand traps or sand traps bunkers. You could call front nine, back nine, front nine, back nine. But I don't know, just an interesting thing because people seem to get really worked up about it. I'm not hating, I'm not saying anything, but like, it's truthfully just words. And honestly, we're literally not even gonna like register when we're watching, I bet. We are going to basically go through every single hole on the course. Every single hole on the course is named after or named adjacently to a certain plant or shrubbery, just to kind of honor the plants at the course. You know, it's just a little fun thing. So with my field notes that I do have, I will be referencing them quite a bit in this segment. Sorry about that. I really try not to do that, but I am in a rush. So let's take you on to the next segment. I'm not going to go through the in details about a lot of the holes. I think I'll just do an overview of their name, their par, or remember the target score that is like expected that a player will shoot, like how far that hole is in yards. And then I will also say like the basically shrub name, like the name they have for it, or if there's a little interesting quirk about it. Our first hole, hole number 1, is a par 4. It is 445 yards, and it is nicknamed Tea Olive. It is a fairly curved hole. There isn't really much that's special about it besides the fact that it has a severely right to left sloping green, but it is lined with trees on the fairway. Hole number 2 is a par 5, 585 yards, shockingly, nicknamed Pink Dogwood. What's special about this hole is that it has a big fairway bunker and a very small green. Hole number 3, par 4, 350 yards, nicknamed Flowering Peach, which is honestly beautiful. This hole has a severe kind of, not really funneling, but I would say that the green on this hole kind of acts like a funnel. Like, it is very shallow, but there is a dip point in which you can use that dip point if the flag is there and roll the ball in the hole pretty nicely. There are a group of fairway bunkers on it as well. Hole number 4 is a par 3. It is 240 yards, being the longest par 3 on the course, nicknamed Flowering Crab Apple, and it has 2 front left fairway bunkers on, like, near, just in the fairway, or in front of the green, I think. I will see in the photo. Hole 5, par 5. 495 yards, lots of 5s in that. Nicknamed Magnolia, the narrow tee shot and the dramatic sloping of the fairway makes this hole stand out in its own way, since the sloping and also the steep ridge up to the hole can make a hard approach shot very much harder. Hole 6, par 380 yards. This is the longest par 3 on the entire course. It is nicknamed Juniper. I've never seen junipers. I recognize that flower from somewhere. And it has a very slopey green. Essentially, the green slopes a lot, which you could use to your advantage, or it could be used to your disadvantage, who knows. Hole number 7 is a par 4, 450 yards, nicknamed Pompous, like pampas grass. What's unique about this hole is that it is the first birdie opportunity on the course where you can kind of be a little more aggressive since it is pretty straight. The green basically has a slope that can act like a funnel, and that is really kind of sick. Only if the pin is on the front right of the green, though. Hole 8, par 5, 570 yards, yellow jasmine. A sassy little flower, honestly. Whenever I think jasmine, I think of a sassy little lady, I will tell you that. This hole has a very narrow tee shot off the tee. It requires a very accurate drive, and some people may not be willing to take the risk of doing an actual drive. Generally depends on the player with that stuff, though. Hole 9, par 4, 460 yards. Nicknamed Carolina Cherry, this hole is a dogleg that favors a left to right shot. So, shloom. that's a left to right shot, or I just get my directions wrong and I can't get my directions right. It has a very long, narrow green, which is also very difficult for approach shots since the ball has little wiggle room. If you are on the green and you hit it too hard, it can definitely roll off, and roll off a lot. Hole 10, par 4, 495 yards, nicknamed Camellia. It's a similar hole to number 9, kind of having the same curve, left to right shot. It has this huge fairway bunker in front of the green, which can prove a very hard place to actually make par from. Hole 11 is a par 4. It is 520 yards. Let me double check if that's actually a par 4, because if that is, that's a little cray-cray. Yeah, par 4. Okay, I was correct. Par 4, 520 yards. White dogwood is like the most difficult hole in the entire fucking course. Behind the green, it has not only like a little pond, but also a river, famously nicknamed Amen Corner, because that place is very hard to get out of. The green slopes in a very interesting way. It has a lot of undulation. So even if getting to the hole is hard, that green, it's not that hard. Even if getting to the green is not that hard, that hole will definitely whoop your little booty. Okay, anyway. Hole number 12. Par 3, 155 yards, nicknamed Golden Bell. It's a fairly short par 3. I think it's the shortest par 3 on the entire course. It has 2 bunkers in the front of it, and the tee box you hit like across a river. It's very pretty. People cross the iconic Ben Hogan Bridge in order to go to the green. It's like this old stone bridge, very iconic, and it's one of Augusta's like main things, I guess. And then hole number 13, par 5, 545 yards, azalea. I love azaleas. They're very pretty. I've never seen one in real life because I don't like flower the flowers. It's sharp dog leg. It gives players the opportunity to be conservative, or just like, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna hit my driver really hard, and it's gonna hopefully make it through there. And the green has a back left to right slope from wherever, back left to right, essentially. 14, hole number 14. Hole number 14 is a par 4, 440 yards, Chinese fir. That's the interesting. That is I've never seen that kind of thing before, but it's interesting. I think it's a shrub. It has a very undulated fairway. Players can choose to hit a wood over a driver. Remember, a wood is like a smaller version of a driver. Like, it'll go far, but it's not like as far as your driver. And without the bunker trouble, the only trouble on this hole is it has a huge, large false front. A false front is essentially like... A false front is essentially how you want to think of it. Is you think you're going to hit the ball on the green, but when you hit it there, it's going to roll, it's going to fall off, and you're not going to have a good time trying to get that ball back. That's essentially what a false thing is for. One moment, sweethearts. One moment. My camera is dying, so you're gonna have a weird light thing. That's just my light. Here she is. Beautiful. That's wonderful. What hole are we on? Number 14, which we finished, because we explained that. 15, par 5, 550 yards, Firethorn. Straight hole, but narrow tee shot again. Undulation. There's undulation that mainly slopes this way, so like if I hit my ball right here, it's gonna roll down to the right side. It has a big tree right here. It's honestly a very interesting hole. I like the anatomy of it. It's fun. It has a ridge that runs through it. 16. Par 3, 170 yards. Redbud, a straight par 3. However, it's like, instead of fairway, it's like majority lake. So if you hit it short, you're kind of cooked. The green slopes from the back left to the right, and it has seen 24 hole-in-ones in its entire existence. Almost done. 2 more holes. Hole number 17 is a par 4, 450 yards, and the flower that it's associated with, or shrub, is Nadina, which I've never heard of in my entire life, so I have the fun of Googling that later. Funny, this video is very rushed. If it was not this rushed, we would not be sitting here. This would have been published today. I have to publish this tomorrow. I should have done it earlier in the week. I said I was going to finish this by Wednesday. It's Thursday, and I've started recording, and I have not even started editing it yet. That's wonderful, because I'm still recording. So let's finish this up. The 17th hole is a predominantly uphill hole. It's like sharply uphill, predominantly uphill, straight through like trees. It's often very important to hit the center of the green because the center of the green is very complex. Like, there's no real way to describe the slope. It's kind of like swirling and different. It really depends on the pin position. That can make or break a hole. And lastly, we have the 18th hole. Par 4, 465 yards. Nicknamed Holly. Very festive, even though we're in, like, April. I love my life. One of the narrowest Augusta tee shots on the 18th hole. There are 2 fairway bunkers on the left during your second shot, uphill to the green, severe false front again, which means like if you hit it there, the ball will roll down or come down very harshly, and it kind of just undoes the whole shot you did. It's probably one of the most annoying rage bait things you will ever experience in golf. Very rage bait. However, you can also be aggressive with how you play this hole, because if you hit it on like this back edge of the green, it'll roll down to the hole pretty nicely, and that's pretty good. And so after reviewing my notes, which are very messy since I just did this today, I apologize that the quality of that segment is probably going to be horrible. However, I just really wanted to get a video out about the Masters. And my camera is dying, however, I am done recording for the day. So that's wonderful. Hopefully this video will go out tomorrow. I still have, like, schoolwork due, which kind of sucks. That's what a girly life is. Oh my god, my face. There we go, and I can see my face. Have you not been able to see my face this time? That actually, like, low-key kind of sucks for you, though. That low-key, like... You don't want to see my beautiful face, yo? You don't want to see my beautiful face, yo? The tournament has ended now. I was monitoring it all day. And the first day is the most rage bait thing I've ever seen. I also actually recorded a short to post today, so hopefully we can edit those things and post them, at least by tomorrow morning, because I would like to do that, or by tonight. By tonight would be great. I should probably go eat something now. So yeah, thank you for watching, if you did watch this video, if there's anyone here. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, however, like, what do you say? What do you say? Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Bye.